Hey Virgo, welcome to December. We are in the last month of the year. It's always such an exciting time for me. I am actually holding a sale on my website. If you use the code Good Tidings, all one word, you can get 20% off any of my services. And I think it's just a really nice way to kind of end the year and also start the new year off right. I'll be running that sale through at least the 21st of December, so you have plenty of time to get on that. And if you haven't done so already, it never hurts to subscribe and follow me on other social media. That way you always stay in the loop. So Virgo, the first card that I got for you here was the Two of Cups. And this is showing up as a past influence primarily, and I think this makes a great deal of sense. We have had Jupiter in your opposite sign in Pisces for a good portion of this year, and this has been bringing blessings to your relationships. It's been bringing blessings to your partnerships and other types of connections as well, and really just the way that the people around you receive you. Now, if this hasn't manifested as an external partnership or relationship, I do feel like that is coming for you if that is something that you are looking for. But ultimately, the Two of Cups is really about heart-to-heart conversations. It's about becoming more comfortable with vulnerability and really holding space for another person and for yourself at the same exact time. So kind of creating those beautiful relationships that we love to feel and experience. We do have the Father or King of Cups that is coming out here as well, kind of clarifying the energy of this month and also as a bit of advice. The King of Cups is beautiful to see, and kind of looking at it next to the Two of Cups, maybe some of you have connected or are connecting with a water sign. That could be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. This could also just represent you embodying this energy as well, and this is your reading, so I feel like that's where we really should be focusing our attention. With the King of Cups, this really is like the expression still waters run deep. It's not that this card or this archetype doesn't feel emotions deeply. He really does. It really does. But people may not always know what is going on in the King of Cups head, because the King of Cups is so present and so mature. There's not a lot of reactivity there. And it could maybe be a poker face, but I don't even think of it so much as hiding as much as it's just like very contained emotionally. We do have the Four of Pentacles here, though, as well, and sometimes this does indicate some level of guardedness or holding back or conserving of one's emotions or resources. I actually feel like, Virgo, this is kind of referring more to resources. Relationships feel really beautiful for you right now, and if you aren't already experiencing that, I do feel like there are relationships that are coming in just based on the energy that you are vibrating at, and if you're watching this reading, it just feels like confirmation. There are connections here. There are supportive people coming in, or maybe there are relationships already that aren't necessarily romantic, but just really strong partnerships or connections. Even though the Two of Cups does look very romantic here with these roses, it doesn't have to be about love, okay? I just feel like relationships are something that have been very important for you and something that's been very blessed for you. And maybe even meeting people who are very important contacts or very important people in your life. But with the Four of Coins or the Four of Pentacles here kind of in the present, I do feel like there is a holding back or holding on to what you have. There may even be a bit of like, what's it called? Like poverty mentality or like scarcity mentality. And that could be causing you to hold on to things or just feel guarded in some way. Astrologically, this is kind of a destabilizing time that we are in, I'm not going to lie. And specifically, this Four of Pentacles energy could be showing up with your home or even with your family members. That is something that I'm really getting being in Sagittarius season, and given the fact that we have Mars in Gemini really contrasting with this Sagittarius season with the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all going against this kind of aggressive or tense energy. Maybe you feel like you are walling yourself off to protect yourself. Maybe you're just spending a lot of time at home. I could potentially see that too. And maybe it feels like work in particular is just very, very challenging. And that's why it feels like there's this sort of guardedness or this focus on resources. Very often, when we do see the Four of Pentacles, though, it's not actually like financial loss. You have enough. You might need to manage your resources more this month. That might be something that you are hearing or feeling or paying attention to. But overall, it's not necessarily a bad card. It's just kind of taking stock of what you have, both physically, materially, as well as emotionally and spiritually. And I do feel like there is a pause here with the Hanged Man. You are waiting, you are biding your time. There really is this thing where it's like, I almost feel like, Virgo, if I could be so honest, maybe there's a relationship or just something in your life that is going so well that you're just waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for something bad to happen because that's what's happened in the past. But I really feel like for the future with the Ace of Pentacles and the Star, there's even more stability and hope and optimism to look forward to. And for some of you, this does also represent a new job or a promotion or just more stability coming in, something that is helping you feel more hopeful. And it feels like a new beginning in your life. It's making you feel like you're coming into a more stable and new chapter in the future. This feels like it's very relevant, especially for 2023. There could be some sort of investment that is paying off. There could be money that is coming in, especially if you are in a relationship. Maybe there's something with your partner, or just some sort of asset that is yielding for you. That's just kind of looking more into when Jupiter enters the sign of Aries. That actually happens on the 20th, but Jupiter will be in Aries for the first half of 2023. So there is plenty of time for this energy to grow and expand. Now, there is also this soul searching that comes with this energy, and maybe even this transformation, and perhaps even some loss or endings. Kind of tying up loose ends or burning off the fat in your life, so to speak. But I really feel like with Jupiter overall, it's just a very optimistic and wonderful energy. So I see this more as gains. There is windfall coming in. And that could be coming in during Aquarius season. So the end of January to the end of February with the Star here, because the Star does rule over Aquarius, or is associated with the sign of Aquarius, I should say. We do also have a full moon in Gemini. Now, again, Gemini energy for you represents your career, represents your public image. So there could be something that is peaking during this time. There could be a culmination of some kind. And this could really be contrasting with your personal life. There could just be kind of this off-kilter balance between these two things. And the full moon, it could represent a promotion, it could represent a completion, it could represent a job ending as well. Full moons can signify endings, but it's really just like the peak. It's the climax of a cycle. And so that is happening for you in your job or in your public image, or just your role in the world at large, whatever that is. And then we do have Venus and Mercury entering Capricorn that very same week. And for you specifically, Virgo, that is an energy that really talks about passion and romance and creativity. There's just a lot of creative life force here. And maybe that's why you're conserving your energy, because you want to invest in something that feels more inspired and purposeful for you. And you will be able to do that. That is what Spirit is telling you this month, if that is something that is important to you. But I really just see the romance. I really, really see the romance for you. And we even have the Empress at the bottom of the deck here as well, which we love to see because the Empress is Venus energy. The Empress represents abundance. It represents fertility and creativity and just life force and beauty. It's all of these wonderful things that I really feel like you can just relax into and trust in. I really get the sense, Virgo, you just have a hard time allowing yourself to fully appreciate the beauty in your life without wondering, well, what's going to go wrong? What's going to happen? I feel like you might potentially overthink things a little bit with the Hanged Man, but I do feel like there is an importance in reflecting and introspecting this month as well. And if it feels like things are going slower than you want them to, that's probably Mars retrograde, especially if this is kind of in your professional life or in your business. There might be some sort of pause or there might be some sort of delays, and this might not feel super comfortable. But again, you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Star, you have promising new prospects coming in, especially towards the end of December. So pretty exciting stuff, if I do say so myself. And with Neptune, I kind of forgot to mention this. Neptune also went direct in Pisces. Again, your opposite sign on December 3rd. And this really is like a soulmate energy. This really is a beautiful, beautiful energy for your relationships. And it's very dreamy and intuitive and connective. And the Hanged Man can sometimes indicate prophetic tendencies or divination or seeing into the future, connecting with magic in that way or in that vein, I should say. But just really, really lovely, lovely energy overall. I do want to clarify. I'll just see if any other messages come out for you. We also have that new moon in Capricorn. And again, that just represents a lot of new beginnings for passion and creativity, and that is happening on the 23rd. So this Capricorn season really is a nice time for you, Virgo, especially if you are a Virgo rising. We also have the Queen of Wands. Interesting how this is Aries energy specifically, also Sagittarius and Leo energy to some extent. But this just reminds me of Jupiter entering Aries, and this is really you coming into a lot of power. And I'm just going to say it, Virgo, I feel like there's kind of this sexual awakening that is happening for you this month. Maybe you are doing some sort of sex magic or manifesting. That can be a very powerful way to manifest for a lot of people. So maybe that is something that you are exploring more. Or maybe you're just exploring other forms of magic with this wand here as well. And that is proving very expansive for you. Now, I do want to talk about Mercury going retrograde at the end of the month. As you may know, Mercury is your ruling planet, Virgo, so you are deeply affected by whatever Mercury is doing. Mercury retrogrades are known to cause all sorts of havoc and miscommunications in our daily life, but they can also be a time of insight and reflection and tying up loose ends. And with Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, I actually really see this as a beautiful time to connect, or rather reconnect, with your passions and reconnect with your romance or with your partner or with whatever it is that lights you up. Okay? So it's not necessarily a bad energy, and this could represent some manifestations coming in as well. Maybe that's what the Star and Ace of Pentacles is. If there is a relationship in the future for you or one you're already in, I just see a deepening connection or deepening commitment. I am also seeing the High Priestess now at the bottom of the deck, so this is a very intuitive energy. And that's another thing that happens when Mercury goes retrograde. While it's kind of the organizational left brain stuff can go awry, it's a beautiful time for the right brain, holistic brain, creativity, spirituality, and intuition to flourish. So it's just a shift in energy. It's not necessarily good or bad. It's just something to be aware of. And that just feels really, really beautiful and powerful for me. And I think though the beginning of the month might feel a little destabilizing for you, Virgo, it does feel like by the end of the month, things are getting a lot smoother, and there's kind of just this direction that you are moving in. Even if the details are a little fuzzy, even if you don't see how everything is going to play out step by step, you have an overall direction that you are moving into, a new beginning that feels very inspiring and very promising to you. So just wonderful energy. I do want to finish off this reading by pulling an animal card for you, Virgo. And I very often think of these animal cards as energies for us to embody. Animals are great teachers for getting into a specific archetype or learning certain behaviors or outlooks or perspectives. What is the animal energy for Virgo for the month of December? Unicorn. We love this. Okay, so I see this card for you, Virgo, because it's like something almost feels too good to be true, but you can trust in it. That is just kind of repeating this message that we talked about earlier. And also very reminiscent of the High Priestess here. The unicorn represents the third eye, piercing through the veil, seeing through illusions, trusting in your intuition, and really opening up your curiosity and your imagination. I feel like part of this creative time for you is really helping you just see things in a new way. And if you are a creative person, I feel like your art, whatever it is, will flourish. Especially if you just open your third eye or meditate or really just allow yourself to be very curious and ask questions. Love to see that unicorn. And I do often think of the unicorn as well as kind of a symbol of purity and purifying your body and soul and heart. So maybe there's a lot of purification that is happening for you. Are there any other animal energies for Virgo? Any other animal energies for Virgo for the month of December? Anything that we should be aware of? Wow, we have the sea serpent. This card has come out a lot for December. And when the sea serpent comes up, it's a card that talks about emotions, also creativity, because this is actually the sacral or second chakra. And the sea serpent really is kind of just this energy of riding the wave. And wherever you may be feeling emotionally, just ride the emotions, trust the emotions, let the experience happen, let your emotions flow through you. And I think that might be happening both between you and someone else. I'm just going to say it again. There's a lot of chemistry and there's a lot of sensuality that's kind of coming into your reading. We had the Empress earlier. We had just all of these really kind of beautiful cards and energies. And I'm getting that with the Sea Serpent as well. It's a very sensual energy. But again, this is also a creative card. There's just this creative life force energy, and that is sexual energy. They're basically the same exact thing. So you are being called to create something. You might even be getting downloads or channeling things for your art or for your creative projects. Or you're just seeing things in a creative way. You're coming up with creative solutions. And it's just interesting that we have these two spirit cards. There's only 7 of these in the animal spirit deck. So there's just very big energy that you are learning to embody and embrace within yourself. And really working specifically with the sacral chakra and the third eye. So medically, maybe you're having some issues with menstruation, or maybe there are just things like sexually going on for you, because that second chakra does pertain to some sexual organs. We do also have the third eye, so there could be headaches. There could be kind of a haze or some confusion. You might be feeling that with Neptune going direct, but this is really, again, just a very intuitive time. It's a very powerful time. Neptune is very strong in the sign of Pisces because that's the planet, or that's the sign that it rules over, so it's very at home there. It's a very dreamy, intuitive time, and you are very intuitive with other people as well. And maybe you are having, I almost want to say like a tantric relationship or tantric connection to someone, or just a very transcendent connection if it's not kind of that variety of relationship. But overall, Virgo, I really love what I'm seeing. I think you are off to a great start for next year, even though Mercury will be retrograde. I think it's actually helping you really reconnect with things that you care and love about. So, or care about and love. Sorry for the word salad there. I think tapping into the Mercury retrograde has already scrambled me a little bit. So thank you for your patience and understanding with me. That is all I have for you. I will see you all in the next video. Again, all of my links are in the description box down below. Be sure to hit like if anything resonated or just inspired you in this video. I am running that sale on my website, so again, snag a reading or Reiki session while you can, and I will see you all next time. Take care, Virgo. Happy holidays.